So a waitress took to TikTok this week to call out a heinous crime, really bad, committed by a low-life group of MAGA idiots, those extremists this week. And what was their awful crime, guys? Eating Mexican food.
I work at a Mexican restaurant, and last night I had a MAGA table come in, wearing the hat and everything. And I just thought, why are you here? This is not for you. You don't get to enjoy these flavors in this cuisine that comes from a country whose people you're trying to kick out. This is not for you. Go home and eat some unseasoned chicken and green bean casserole like God intended.
That is racism right there. I don't call people racist very often. That is racist. First off, let me address this is one thing she's right about. The obvious fact, which is that Mexicans, and they should see it as a compliment, by the way, Mexican food is way better than American food. It's a fact. Everybody knows it. There's no competition. That's the reason why tons of white guys go and get Mexican food, because it's freaking delicious. As a white guy, I can say, let me just say this. If you look at all of the predominantly white cities in the world, there are Mexican restaurants on every street. And you know why? Because guess what? If there weren't white men in this country, Mexican restaurants probably would, like half of them would go out of business. We are, I think, the top demographic that eats Mexican food. So I guess if you don't want people to support Mexican businesses, that's a thing. That seems kind of evil from her and counterproductive, since she obviously cares about her community, as she should. But let's flip the script for a second. What if we made a video talking about how Mexicans can't eat burgers anymore because, after all, burgers are an American invention? They should go back to their beans and rice like God intended. That's her words. And you can't do that, obviously, because there's this double standard when it comes to race. But I find that double standard is very ironic, because it proves that racial minorities in America actually are more privileged on an actual societal level than white Americans in many, many ways. And I think the perfect example is, no one can disagree with me that if you flip the script on what she just said, you can't say it. In fact, someone's probably going to clip that and they're going to put it out there, and I'm going to get in trouble. But I would never say something like that. It's awful. I want everyone to have burgers. And if I owned a burger shop, I would want everyone to come eat my burgers. I don't care. I just don't care. And by the way, I know a lot of Mexican restaurant owners and people who work there. 99.9% of them don't care. They don't care at all. So this is just one outlier. But getting into the politics of this video marks a huge difference, I think, between Democrats and Republicans. Republicans understand. The reason why I'm classifying them in those two groups, it's not necessarily a partisan issue, but this girl's talking about MAGA Republicans specifically, so that's why I'm divvying it up into this right now. Republicans, what they understand is that Democrats have a certain perspective and they've got certain arguments, and I think most Republicans do understand Democrat arguments for the most part. They don't agree with them, but they understand them. Democrats, on the other hand, I think a lot of the time do not even try to understand Republican ones, because what this girl is saying is MAGA Republicans can't eat Mexican food because they want secure borders and deportations for illegals. That's what she's saying, because she can't understand that no MAGA Republican has a problem with legal Mexican immigrants. No one cares. Mexican Americans is totally fine. I don't care. But she's also clearly doesn't understand that Mexican food in America, this is just a side note I should mention. Mexican food in America, way better than in Mexico. It's way better. So she can talk about Mexican food all day. What we're eating in America is really just Mexican-American food. But in any case, this kind of disconnect that she has with Republicans. This lady refuses to understand how someone would be okay with legal immigration as opposed to illegal immigration. And I frankly find that really dishonest. You see it from Democrat elites. Kind of makes sense. They would lie about it. They don't want Republicans to look good. But this girl's just a waitress. She's not an elite. And unfortunately, she's been kind of taking hold of that elite and given this narrative of MAGA Republicans hate immigrants. And it's just not true. If we hated immigrants, we would not go to Mexican restaurants. We don't love illegal immigrants coming into this country. I personally have the perspective that I don't really have a problem with the illegal immigrants. I have a problem with the people who allowed them into our country, like the Biden administration. Do I think they should be deported? I do. Should they be should they be handled with in a good, just, positive way? Of course, we should treat them well. But at the same time, I would consider myself a MAGA Republican. At the same time, I would say I love illegal immigrants. They just have to go back to their country. And I think most MAGA Republicans agree with that. And again, it's so easy to understand that perspective, but it shows how weak they are because they don't try to understand it at all. Anyway, I'm going to go get some tacos. There's only 1 month left to file your taxes, or the IRS is coming for your money. Fortunately, I've partnered with Quick Tax America, who hates the IRS as much as you do, so they fight to get you every dollar back possible. Quick Tax America has already gotten its average tax returner over $4,000 back from the IRS, and unlike the other services, they're not raising rates just because it's the last month before taxes are due. They do all federal tax returns for only $69. It's their only transparent, it's just one price out there because it's their only price, no matter how complicated your taxes are, and they do all the work for you. All you got to do is simply upload your files, answer a few basic questions, and schedule a 15-minute finish your return call with a tax professional, and they do all the rest of the work for you. So go check them out at quicktaxamerica.com, or you can go to the link in the description below. Thank you so much for watching, guys. If you haven't already, go down below, like the video, subscribe to my channel, and watch another video.